What is going on, everyone? This is Sonic Mix, and today I'm here to give my review for WWE Raw, October 3rd, 2016. Yes, we are already in October, and I gotta say, it's kind of depressing. Summer went by quick, here comes fall, and before you know it, the winter is gonna come. And then comes down the snow. But that's for another subject. WWE Monday Night Raw was live at Los Angeles, California tonight. And I gotta say, the show started off good, and then by the middle of the show was pretty boring, kind of lame. And then the third hour, I would say, was neutral up until the main event, which I think the main event made up for some of the and neutral moments. Before I begin, actually, I kind of want to do a little show and tell. Yesterday, I got my very first Funko action figure. I got the Mega Man Funko action figure, the Pop action figure. I call them Funkos because I think that's where they're actually named, but just want to show this off. Got this yesterday. Got it through Amazon, 10 bucks. I think it was the best 10 bucks I ever spent. Alright, so Raw, October 3rd. I'm losing transaction here. October 3rd, let's begin. So the night kicked off with the Roman Reigns promo. He basically came out saying that he was the only one in the family that has ever held the United States title. Lana came out. She said her thing. She was saying to Roman that you are going to go to hell. Ooh. Rusev came out. They brawl. And then on the stage, Roman Reigns comes out of nowhere, hits him with the Superman punch, and Roman says that he will put his title on the line against Rusev at Hell in a Cell, inside Hell in a Cell. So that should be okay, maybe an okay match, depending how the match goes. I see that match being okay, but we'll get to those predictions Friday night, as a matter of fact, because I don't think I'm not going to have time to do my, well, no. My Backlash, not my Backlash, my No Mercy predictions I will do Friday night. Hell in a Cell will be towards the end of October. I didn't think this promo was nothing too special. It was just to build up towards Hell in a Cell for October 30th. Up next, the first match of the night. Kicked off with TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick. This was a fine match. Although I'm in that CWC mode where I'm expecting these matches to be like 15 minutes long. This match was only maybe 7 minutes, maybe 8 minutes long. Don't get me wrong, it was a fine match. I have nothing against it. I thought Perkins was good. I thought Kendrick was good. Towards the end, Kendrick put Perkins in the bully, or not the bully choke, the captain's hook, excuse me. And he made TJ Perkins tap out. Yes, he made the champion tap. So I'm assuming at Hell in a Cell there is going to be a championship rematch between these two. So I think that would be pretty good when their match swings around for Hell in a Cell. I give this match a 2.5, maybe a 2.75. Like I said, it was a fine match, but nothing really like CWC good. Which, once again, we kind of have to leave that mood, or at least try to leave that mood. There was a Seth Rollins interview with Michael Cole. I thought the interview was okay, but once again, they don't give the reason to why Triple H attacked Seth Rollins. It was almost as if, like, Seth Rollins himself had no clue, which, of course, he has every right to, because anybody would be scratching their heads wondering, hey, why did this person attack us? And of course, there's still no explanation to the Triple H segment, which, like I said, I thought the interview was okay, but kind of pointless because we really don't know the reason to why Triple H attacked Seth Rollins. Although I think we have a good logical conclusion to why he did, but they're not going to mention it. So it seems like this build is going to be saved till WrestleMania. So if this was going to be if this match was going to happen at Survivor Series, they would have had to start building it after Triple H would have attacked him, but they never did. Up next was Braun Strowman against Chase Silver, a jobber. I think that was his name, Chase Silver. By the way, did this Chase Silver guy kind of reminded you of a Chris Hero? Because I don't know, he kind of resembled a Chris Hero. I don't know why, but he almost looks like him. Squash match, nothing to see here. And did Braun Strowman ditch the reverse choke slam? Because I was actually really liking the reverse choke slam, and I'm really hoping that they're not making this pump handle slam his finisher. I'm really hoping they're not. After the match, Braun Strowman cut a promo saying that he demanded more competition, and that if he did not demand that competition, then he was going to wreak havoc or something like that. I thought he did fine in the promo. It was short, sweet, and right down to the point. Once again, I'm not going to give this a rating. It was a squash match. Then we had the Y2J promo with him, Kevin Owens. I thought this was some really good stuff here. Very good stuff. New Day came out, and Jericho basically put Kofi, Big E, and Xavier Woods on the stupid idiot list. Really good stuff here, which this would then eventually would lead to a match later on in the show. Now, this is the part where I said that this match, or this show, kind of dropped, which was this match. Sami Zayn against Titus O'Neil. I feel bad for Sami. I really do. Unless they're going to build Sami to making him this incredible underdog, which I do want to pitch this idea right now. I think the perfect idea for Sami Zayn is this. You put him in a Survivor Series traditional tag team match at Survivor Series. Team Rollins against Team Owens. And in the match, it's 1-on-3. Sami Zayn's the lone wolf, and Owens and two other guys are still in the ring. Zayn beats the remaining 3, wins the Rumble at number 1, faces Owens and beats Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. That's my idea. I think it would be a cool idea. That way Zayn is this underdog, because underdog from the underground would fit the mold of Sami Zayn. But let's not talk about that. Let's go back to the review. I'm just throwing that out there as an idea. I didn't think this match was all that good. I think Sami Zayn tried to make this good, but didn't really cut it. Sami Zayn wins with a Haluma kick. I give it a 1.5 stars. And that's really all I can give it. And I feel guilty for giving that low of a score with Sami Zayn in this match. I really do. Sami Zayn deserves better, and that's my opinion. Up next, we had the Golden Truth versus Gallows and Anderson. I thought, once again, this was a not quite a 2-star match, maybe barely misses it. It seems like this is kind of a revival of Gallows and Anderson, which God only knows how long this is going to last until they probably screw this whole thing up again. Gallows and Anderson wins with the Magic Killer, gets the pinfall win. I wasn't really into this match. I wasn't feeling it. I give it maybe a 1.75 stars, maybe a star and maybe a 1.5 stars. Up next now was the New Day versus Jericho. Well, actually, before this match even happened, there was that backstage with Ashton Kutcher and the one other guy, which I forgot his name, which I know probably nobody doesn't care about. Actually, I don't think nobody doesn't really care about Ashton Kutcher and the other guy. I think they kind of, in my opinion, at least I think, they kind of been nobodies, like after that 70s show back in the late 90s. But I actually thought this segment was actually enjoyable. I thought Ashton Kutcher and Chris Jericho did very well, going back and forth with each other, and I thought it was a fine promo. At least I thought it was. On to the match itself. Match I thought was fine. Nothing too special. Nothing over the top awesome. New Day picks up the win thanks to a distraction by Seth Rollins. And New Day picks up the win with the Midnight Hour. And still looking strong as your tag team champions. And that's really all I got to say. And then actually, I like the end where Kevin Owens didn't bother going back into the ring after Rollins gave Jericho a pedigree. So there's a little bit of a fire going on right there. I mean, the fire hasn't started, but there's a little flame. And I think that little flame is going to culminate into a Chris Jericho-Kevin Owens rivalry. And also, I'm going to go back just a couple steps with the Jericho promo. I love the fact how Jericho was saying to Kevin Owens that Kevin Owens was saying, you and I should go for the tag team titles. And Jericho said, well, I don't know if we should go for... Oh, wait, was it Jericho that went for the... I forgot who said who. I think Jericho had said we should go for the tag team titles. And Kevin Owens was like, yeah, I don't know if we should go for the tag titles. And Jericho said, well, it's probably best for us to go for the tag titles than for me to go after your Universal title. Big reaction from the crowd there. Then Kevin Owens was like, okay, let's go for the tag titles. Very comedic stuff right there. Loved it. Loved it. Match with the New Day, Jericho. I give it a 2.5, maybe a 2.75 out of generosity. Up next was Rich Swann against Tony Nese. I thought this match was fine, although I was a little disappointed that there wasn't more to it. I thought actually TJ Perkins against Tony Nese had a lot more. Tony Nese doing all these flips and dives. There was no flips and dives in this match by Tony Nese, which shocked me, which I don't understand why. Tony Nese picks up the win with a somewhat modified pile driver, and I thought the match was fine. Once again, just disappointed there was no flips and dives, but the match was fine overall. Tony Nese wins. I give this match a 2.5 out of 5. There was a backstage segment. I guess I'll go over the backstage segments that I had missed. One of the backstage segments was Sheamus, Cesaro, and Mick Foley joining in on the conversation. Mick Foley's trying to be very passionate of making us believe that these two can actually work together. And I like the little chemistry right now with Sheamus and Cesaro, how one's trying to one-up the other, which I like. I think it could lead to very entertaining stuff. But I think, in my opinion, this would be well worth it if they won the tag titles. But because it seems like the New Day is going to beat Axe and Slashes of Demolition's 478-day reign, this may not go in the favor of Sheamus and Cesaro. But it's been okay. Build-up hasn't been that great, but it's been okay at the moment, at least in my opinion. And then the other backstage segment was Stephanie McMahon and Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins basically telling Stephanie McMahon that the biggest mistake that Triple H did was marry you, which got a good reaction there. But the promo was okay. But, once again, we don't know why Triple H attacked Seth Rollins. Are we ever going to find out? Probably not till January. That kind of seems to be the logical WWE excuse. Up next was Cesaro and Sheamus against a couple jobbers. Nothing interesting. I did find it interesting when Sheamus was going for the clover leaf that Cesaro jumped off his back and delivered a DDT to the other guy. I thought that was cool. Nothing too special. Then we come to the main event. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. The video package I thought was really good. I thought they did a job well done with the video package. And this is the first time in, God, what, 11 years? I don't know if 11 years sounds about right. Maybe 12 years? But for the first time in about 12 years, we have a women's main event match on Raw. The last time, at least from what I can remember, the last time there was a women's main event was Trish Stratus against Lita. And that was the same Raw that Lita did a suicide dive and almost broke her neck. Thank God she was fine after that. And at that same night, Lita won the Women's Championship. So, very interesting right there. Main event. I thought this was a really good women's match. I didn't think it was not as good as their Raw match after the brand split, but I thought it was pretty close to it. I thought the wrestling was really good. I love the corkscrew moonsault from the top of the turnbuckle to the outside. Looked very scary, but she nailed it fine. She was fine. Very good stuff here. And at the end, Sasha Banks goes to the bank statement. Charlotte tries to pull off what she did at SummerSlam and do a try to get Sasha on her back. It didn't work. Sasha still had the bank statement on. Charlotte taps out. Sasha Banks becomes your two-time women's champion. And the show ends with Charlotte crying, saying that it was mine, and Sasha Banks holding the title up high as champion. Very shocked that Sasha Banks won. I actually thought maybe Hell in a Cell she would win it, which would make sense, but she won it on Raw, which was a little bit of a surprise. I give this match I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was really enjoyable. And like I said, I thought the main event made up for most of the show, which I think in return made this show enjoyable, at least to the end. But very good main event overall. Overall, like I mentioned before, I thought the first hour was good. The second hour was and then I would say the third hour was not so good, but the main event made up for that third hour. At least that's how I felt. Overall, I say Raw was a kind of like this kind of a thumbs up. So not good, not bad, but I would say it was enjoyable. 6.75, maybe a 7 out of 10 to be generous. With that being said, this was my review for WWE Raw for October 3rd, 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Leave a like, leave a comment, and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. And until then, you guys have yourselves a very good night, and I will see you guys another time. Take care.